Hey guys, this is Zero, and welcome back to Minecraft. And today we have a little something special going on. Today is actually my 100th video I've got on YouTube. It may not be my 100th... How in the world did you get there? It may not have been my 100th Minecraft episode, but... Or even my 100th, video since I've done Let's Plays. But it is my 100th video that I currently have online, which is quite an accomplishment, in my opinion. I didn't expect to ever get this far, honestly. I mean, I kind of, I had the idea that I wanted to play this, but I didn't really have the idea that I'd ever actually get around to getting this far along. I figured I'd play a while, and then I'd get caught up and it wouldn't be any fun. Oh yeah, and right now I'm just repairing this. I don't know what happened to it, but for some reason it became disrepaired. I can't figure out why. Get out of my way! Get out of my way. Go. These iron golems... Oh, okay, I guess I should let you know. The reason that you notice villagers running around is because I decided, let's let them out, because I didn't really want them all cooped up in that room, and I figure if I lit up a good portion of the area, which I've done, and I put some iron golems out, plus them reproducing because they've recognized a few of my buildings as houses, that they could probably keep themselves together. Keep their rates up enough, and I'll build more houses in the future, so I think they'll be okay. Anyway, so back to the point of the episode, now that I've already covered that. Well, actually, one more thing, sorry. Okay, I thought this was funny. This guy over here, I don't know why, but he felt he was inclined. There was no way he couldn't do it. He had to come over here and walk off, and I read up and I found apparently iron golems can't swim, I guess. So, we're going to assist him out of here. I don't believe they jump either. Like, I tried pushing him around before this episode started, and I couldn't figure out why he wouldn't do anything. And I guess, darn it. I guess I'm gonna have to just push him out and use these half slabs to assist him up. Because you don't have to jump on half slabs, you can just push, and you'll auto walk up. At least that's what most mobs do, and it does appear to be working. Excellent. It's weird, he doesn't walk when he's in here, when he's in the water. So now that he's out, hopefully he should start walking. Excellent. Now stay out of the water, please. No. What are you doing? I just worked so hard to save you. Get out of there. Okay. But back to the point of the episode, now that I've finally got my thoughts together and I just ruined this water current. What today's goal will be is a 100th episode goal. I've got my inventory loaded up with dirt, I've got some buckets, I've got some stone, got a workbench, a bed, chest, a little bit of food. Well, actually a lot of food because I have all these pork chops too. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be going outside of our little valley of tranquility, whatever it's called. Don't know, haven't really come up with a name for it. Don't know if I ever will, but it's our valley. And we're gonna go build something, and if you remember a couple episodes back I said, ooh, look at this lake, it looks really cool, I'd like to do something with it. Well, I knew right away what I wanted to do with it, and I just sort of spoiled it. It wasn't actually a lake, it was a big hole in the ground, but I wanted to turn it into a lake, and for all of you who play on my SMP server, or know about what I'm doing on my SMP server from the video I released, I'm actually making a lake, and that's going to be a lake town, but this is going to be a little permutated off of that. It's not quite the same type of thing. It's going to be a lake, yes, but it won't be a lake for building in, because that lake I'm purposely building 30-something blocks lower than the ground to allow people to build in it. This one will not be for that so much. This one's only purpose is to act as sort of a decoration, and I probably won't be doing too much under the water with it. But I did bring some stuff, so I don't have to run back and forth over and over again. And I have a couple ideas. Haven't fully worked out everything yet, but I've got enough of it worked out that I know what I want to do. So, first things first, I suppose I should do. I really like, I have it in my original world, which I may show off if some people want it. I have in my original world, or not my original, my secondary world, a really cool pool of water, and I went and put a bunch of glowstone in the bottom of it. And if you light up water like that, it looks really cool, especially at night, because you can actually see the whole lake versus just seeing murky darkness. Which, a lake by itself would be cool, but seeing it lit up, first off, it sort of lets off a vibe of it's populated. Like the area is populated, it's not just deserted area. And it also lets off, like, maybe a cultured type of feel, if that makes any sense. I don't know if that does. But, so, well, here, let's get a good look of this. What I liked was, first off, there was a big sort of hole in the ground, and then right nearby was this large overhanging platform. And I really liked that combination for some reason. I don't know if it makes any sense, but I was thinking of it kind of like a diving board almost, even though it, you know, wouldn't really be useful in that way. But, it looks really cool. Let me, smooth this out. So this whole lake or this whole down area over here, I'd like to turn into a lake. In fact, I haven't actually looked at this too much. How far over does this go? This might be kind of neat to shave off this hill, shave down this a little bit, and turn this whole thing into a lake. I was originally just going to use this area. Not sure. I want to fill this in at the very least, because it goes a little shallow. And I'll probably fill in this if I only use this part for the lake, but I think this will look pretty cool, in my opinion. If I did use the second part of the lake, I'd have to take a short break and go glowstone mining, which means I'd have to make a portal. It wouldn't be any longer for you guys, but it would be a bit longer for me. Let me start digging out some glowstone. Let me start placing some glowstone. Ow. And think about that. And then you saw a bunch of stone I had on me, or a bunch of stone bricks. I'm going to be building a path around the place. And I was also thinking, you know what would be cool? Would be to have maybe a beach? I'm not sure. I'd have to take a look at it. I know I'm saying I'm not sure about a lot of things. Sorry, guys. I didn't really have a big idea of what I wanted to do with this. I just know I wanted to do something with this related to making a lake. But since I already, you know, made a lake over in and since I'm already digging out a lake in SMP, I wanted to make it a little bit different, a little bit more exciting than my SMP one is. And so, I'll be filling all this in over here. And then I'll start working on the next stage. Yeah, I think I'll just use this section. I won't use the other part. I may level that out or use that for something in the future. And I want to make this look natural if possible. Or as much as I can. How does that look? I mean, once all the dirt turns into, or all the grass turns into, no, dirt turns into grass, sorry. That's not too bad. Yeah, okay. Let's continue. Next step will be we need to plant some glowstone in the lake bottom, and this isn't definitive of all the glowstone that will be in the lake, but this will be a good point to work off of. Because if I see any dark spots, I can just replace them with glowstone. It won't be too hard to swim down. I'd just rather do the majority of this work while we still have water, or while we still have air down here. And another nice thing, since this is an SMP, that's one of the nice perks about SMP is I don't have people hogging up all of the materials, so I won't have to worry about this too much. I'm going to place this flower here. I can know that flower will not be submerged if I filled it up with water, so I have a good height gauge. Excellent. And I'll go around this whole place. I figured I'd show most of this process, because that's the fun part about this little thing I'm doing. Isn't so much the end product, I think, in this case. Not always, but in this case. It's the process of getting there. For this case, anyway, not all of them. We'll do a nice ring around here, and then we'll go towards the middle. And we may make this deeper, because we could definitely do that. We just have to do a bit more terraforming, which isn't necessarily a problem. It's just a little more work. You know, that's never stopped me from doing something on here. I can already tell this will look good, though, just from the little bit I've seen so far. Because like I said, I did do this previously in my own world, and it does create a really neat looking design. Having some sort of light source underwater, and glowstone is particularly effective at being an underwater light source. That's one of its benefits, along with, you know, having a neat, interesting texture that not many other blocks have. I think it looks pretty cool. Look at it. It looks kind of lumpy and glowy. Oh yeah, another thing I'd like to add. I already had this Unbreaking 3 efficiency for Fortune 3 pick, but what you don't know is I actually now have a Unbreaking 3 efficiency for Fortune 3 diamond pick. I just recently got that. I wanted to do one enchant before I got on here. I was hoping for maybe another... I was kind of hoping for one that didn't have any enchantments on it. I mean, not any. It didn't have any, like, Fortune or Silk Touch. It just had Efficiency and Unbreaking. Because I don't feel bad about wasting those in regular stone. But I got that, and I figure I might as well use it. So I'll probably be using it for main mining, maybe taking just a normal iron pick with me as an extra. And I could use that for all my extra stone and whatnot. And let's see, another thing I wanted to talk about. I was having a problem coming up with a good name for my lake in my multiplayer world. I couldn't come up with a good name. I couldn't think of anything. And I was suggested to call it Zaude, which is a location in one of my favorite video games, the one I'm currently doing a Let's Play on, that Tales of Vesperia. And, sorry. And I thought that was a good idea, but I was tied between that and one from another popular video game, Legend of Zelda, which was Lake Hylia, and I thought that was also a very cool name. So I'm a bit tied at the moment for what I want to call it. Here, let's go get some sleep. There we go. Take a nap and wait for the night to go away. Actually, I have a lot more glowstone than I was planning on. Although we will definitely need to fill in some spots. Here, let's get rid of this creeper first. Get him off of our list of things to worry about. Come here. Excellent. Okay, if I built that up over there, where I have it flowing out... Or actually, know what I was just thinking of? Hold on, let me take a quick peek over here. I want to see what's on the other side of this. Okay, it goes into a little hole, and down this way. I think it would be kind of cool if I maybe... Yes, okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I just came up with it past 20 seconds. I'm going to leave this area over here down. And I'm going to dig out, scrape off a little bit here. Scrape off a lot of this hill here. And I'll probably have to go mining through it a bit. Leave me alone. No one wants you here. Okay. So we will include this part over here and part of our lake. It will be a lot of mining, but all of that zombie grinding has gotten me a bunch of iron shovels, which is quite nice for a project like this. I don't have to worry about the fact that I'm going to be burning through about 10 shovels on this, because they're just cluttering up my space. Like iron helmets, never going to have to worry about them ever again. I've got way too many. So, let's see, I guess this is just going to be a little sped up sequence here again. Because I don't want you guys watching me taking out one block of dirt at a time. So let me speed this up for you. Probably won't show the whole thing sped up, but I can show bits of it. Because last time I did a sped up section was the last video. And the problem with that was I had an hour of footage that I crammed into a 3-minute sped up video, and it started being a little blurry in my opinion. So I'd rather not show off that whole thing. So if you give me just a second, I will get to work on this a little bit. Alright. Hope you guys enjoy. Okay, I actually thought, instead of showing you a sped up video, because this is a project that's a bit too large for that type of thing, I'll just show you little bits and pieces of what I'm doing, because that's a bit more appropriate for this type of work. So, yeah, that's what you'll be getting instead. Sorry if you wanted another big montage of music. I still might be able to slip some of that in there, with just pieces of clips, but it won't be quite as long, which is, I don't want a really long clip, that's why I'm not showing a whole sped up video. So, yeah, see you guys in a little bit. Hey, guys, I thought I'd add this little tidbit in. Here, let me show you where I am. I'm just over on that one side where I'm still digging out all of the land. You know, that's a good waypointer there. And I found this hole over here, and I was going to cover it up, but before I did, I thought you guys might want to take a quick look. Look at this. I don't know how well you can see, but it kind of... There's like grass back here and everything. It's pretty cool. Let me see if it goes up anywhere. I thought this was pretty cool, though. I mean, this area is near perfect dark back here, and they've still got grass growing. So that was pretty cool. Oh, ow. Anyway, yeah, just a little side note. Thought that was pretty cool, having a little cavern full of grass. But, for the lake, we'll just cover it over. There wasn't really anything good back there. Let's see, the way I'm going to shape it, probably be good to cover it like... At least start off like this. And we can work with this more as we go on, but this is just a good way to start it off with. We'll probably shape it upwards that way more, like add in some more blocks up here. Like that, maybe? I don't want it to look too much done by me, but that's going to be a bit difficult to not replicate. How about that? How does that look? That's not too bad, is it? No, I don't think so. Alright, cool. Well, yeah, I'm just gonna get back to work. Just slowly working away. This is taking up a couple more shovels than I planned on. Whenever they're all worn out, I'll make them back into one last-ditch effort shovel, and then I'll go grab a bunch more. I've still got like 10 more left, so I don't mind burning them up through here. Anyway, yeah. See you guys in a little bit. Okay, back again. A little progress update. So, just been digging out some more as, usual. I had to go and grab the remainder of my iron shovels I had laying around, because I actually did go through a lot more than I planned on. But, it's all okay, because those are starting to clutter up my space, and now I've got a lot of extra dirt with, whatever I want to do with it. So, I've been working on shaping this a little bit more. And, as you can see, point of reference, giant floating flat island rock thing. That's what I've got there. And over here is what I've been digging out, and starting to take shape a little bit. It needs to go down a little more. I'm going to have to break a few pieces of these glowstone, probably just 3 it looks like. I'm not going to pull out the silk touch, I'll just use Fortune 3 and get most of my stuff back. And, yeah, that's what I'll be doing. It's getting shaped pretty well. A little side note, all this rock you see, as soon as I've finished shaping it and I like how the shape it looks, I will remove the stone and it will be promptly replaced with dirt. And that's how that's going to work, because I don't want any stone showing at the bottom of this. So all the stone that isn't dug out that's still remaining will be replaced with 1 layer of dirt. Darn it. I've been trying to catch them before they break and keep them so I can repair them, because repairing items actually gains you a tiny bit of durability over just using both of them down. So I try to catch them if I can, but I've been missing. Anyway, so this is what I've been doing. It's not really difficult, just maybe monotonous. It kind of reminds me of all the work I've been doing on the server for the lake, only this is 1,000 times easier because I can actually dig through dirt and it won't reappear. I have that problem a lot. I don't know if any of it caught in the video that I released of me working on the town, but if I reach a big patch of dirt, I've got an efficiency 4 pick that just mows through the stuff. And, but the problem is it goes too fast. I think it's either lag, it's probably lag, or I'm triggering the block placement plugin that keeps you from placing blocks too fast. Either of which I wouldn't doubt I might be triggering. So that might be why that's happening. Not a big deal though. I'm having fun digging that out. It's taken a while, but once it's done I have a feeling it'll look really cool. And another thing I'd like to add, I was just thinking about this while I've been digging, because whenever you're digging you have a lot of time to think. I was thinking, this is kind of similar, to my project on the server. And at first thought, you may think, that's exactly, that's what you're doing. You're just copying your idea on the server. Which is kind of true, maybe? Let me explain. So what I wanted to do was, back a while ago, I said, I want to make a lake on here. Like, I wanted to make this lake here when I saw this lake, and I hinted at it. I was like, there's something I want to do with this, and you might already know what it is, and stuff, and it was that I wanted to make a lake here. And I probably did a really bad job of hinting, you might have already known. And then what I did on the server was I wanted to set up a new town, and I was going to actually make a jungle town. And, that didn't work out because someone else was already working on that, and I didn't, that just seemed like too strict of a copy. That's exactly what I was going after, was making a jungle town where you lived in the trees, and that's exactly what they did. So I didn't really want to make a stark copy of what they did, so I got to thinking, and I was like, how about a town underwater? Which was eerily similar to what I'm doing right now. Only this isn't a town. The only thing that'll be underwater is the glowstone. We'll have probably little to no reason to build anything on the bottom. That might be a future project, is building something on the bottom, but as it currently stands, nothing will be built on the bottom. And that's that. So that's the difference, really, is that I'm not using this to build anything underneath. It's the other one's a utility, if that makes sense. It's going to be used in some way, like I'm going to be making a town, people are going to be living in it. This is just a decoration It's a pool of water that's going to have a nice path leading to it from my village, so I can easily reach it. It's going to be lit up. Pool of water is going to be lit up. I think it'll look nice. In the future, I may use it. I may set things around it. Like, if I ever make anything, I might make it around this structure, around this lake that I've made here. So this might sort of be like the focal point, and there'll be stuff around it. And that could be a cool idea. Don't know, you know. It's all sort of, in the future I might do this, or in the future I might do that, and I don't really have any idea of what I'll be doing in the future, obviously. But I do know enough to say that, that I think it'll look really nice, and I like how it's turning out. And I'm nearly done with this part. What comes after this, well, what comes after this, probably right after, is I take a nap, because it's about to get dark again. But what'll come after this is all this rock that's exposed out here will be, let's see, I want to get the shape right before I finalize it. But once I finalize the shape on this, I look it over and I say, even though there's rock there, if that rock was all dirt, that would be an okay shape, you know. So without doing too much work, I get an idea of what I want it to look like, and then I'll start systematically, one by one, removing the rock and replacing it with dirt. In fact, before I do that, I might also add in the glowstone. I might have enough to finish it. I don't know. Let me, whoops. Let's go take a quick nap first. We also have to do a little extra terraforming once we get the thing ready. What I'd like it to do is, I want to make... Okay, so the way a lot of lakes are formed is, they're formed by having, you know, water coming in, and then it fills up a large area such as this. That's how a lake is formed. It can fill up a large depression, and then the extra water will usually run off towards the lowest point. And that's kind of what I want it to look like. A lot of them could be spring-fed, so this one might just not have any input, you know, so you'd assume it'd come from a spring. Or if, I might take advantage of this little area right here and sort of build a tiny little cave with water coming out of it leading into here. If that makes sense. Okay, so let's get to a high point, because the high point is usually the good spot to take good judge of what this area will look like. And so let me get up here, take a quick peek at what this area would look like if it were finalized. So here's our lake that we had originally, and then we'll have leading into it. Let's crouch over here. So this will be our lake, and then it'll also be this little extra bit over here. With, let's see, yeah. And the water will be at that height. I might make it a little bit more narrow to make it more river looking and not such a big flat river. Ow. I'm so used to having my feather falling boots. It's kind of sad. Yeah, let me make sure I got the height right. So the height, that the water will be right here, but not here. So this will be one layer of water, so no blocks need to be coming higher than this, which means that's good. Stick one here. Stick one here. One here. And of course I can always add extra pieces at any point, because I can still, you know, swim in this, obviously. It's just so much easier to get this done now whenever I have the ability to move around fairly easy. Okay, stick a piece. I actually got this covered fairly well. Let's stick one right. Wow, okay, I did that a lot better than I planned on. Okay, let's see. What am I trying to say? Okay. We need to dig all this out, but my pick is about to break, and I just used it up because I have a diamond version now. Let me go make some more picks, I'll go make 2 iron picks. And we'll start digging all that out. So, be right back in a second. Okay, back again. I was just thinking, you know, as I was going about this might be an hour episode. I'm not sure. And I was thinking, no, I don't want to make this an hour episode. I'm going to have to do something about this. And I realized, yeah, but if this is my 60, what? If this was my 100th episode, then I think it might be okay to go over our normal 30-minute time limit. Just, you know, maybe not just this once, but since I don't do it very often, I don't, you know, normally get a 100th episode. I think it'll be okay just at least this once to go over my normal 30 minutes, and we might have an hour episode. I don't know, because I can tell already this is starting to get long, and I'm still only halfway done with what I wanted to do. So that's that. So if this is an hour, and that's the kind of thing you enjoy, then yay, you get an hour video. If you aren't into the whole hour thing, don't worry, I won't be doing many of these. I want to keep them special for the people who enjoy them, and infrequent enough that it doesn't become a burden to people watching it, having to watch an hour video. Because I know that watching an hour video is annoying, unless it's pulled off correctly. Like, if it's something that's really exciting, or if it's a monumental occasion, then it can be dismissed, and it's okay that, to have an hour video, but you don't want to do it commonly, because that can be a very good way to lose, fans. Lose people, everything. You don't want to do it. So, don't expect this ever again, for a while, unless I find something really spectacular to do. That being said, so back to what we're doing. As you can see, I am now replacing this top layer of rock with dirt, so that we can keep our dirt bottom going on. Because I think it looks a lot better. Rocks on the bottom of a lake don't look that nice, in my opinion. Lakes are supposed to have dirt on the bottom of them. Otherwise, they're not fun lakes. I mean, like, tell me, would you want to go swimming in a lake with a big, sharp, rocky bottom? Not really. I'd rather go swimming in a lake that had some dirt bottom, because dirt's usually not too sharp. In most cases, you never know. I mean, you could have some freaky dirt that's super sharp. Ah, okay, now down to my final iron pickaxe. Ugh, so slow. That's okay. Hope it's lasted me through my entire thing here. I didn't really count it out or anything, but I think it might. If it doesn't, I'll have to go get another one, and then I'll have to make another cut in the video. Yay. That's okay, though. If you guys are going to sit here for an hour, I'm not going to make you have to watch me go and make a pickaxe. It's simply unsatisfactory. That cannot be allowed. Okay. So, I'll come back to you once I've finished putting all the dirt into here. Whenever that is. Alright, guys. See you in a sec. Okay, back again, and voila! Here's our little valley over here. It is now... Whoops! I was gonna say it is now completely free of cobblestone, or free of stone. Apparently I lied. Oh my gosh. There's your work on camera, if that's what you're wanting. Anyway, I'm not worried about turning it into grass, because it will all be underwater. We may need to add a few more lights as is. In fact, I think I'd like to add one right here. Alright. So, what I was gonna do was, let's go up to this area. We're gonna thin it down a bit, because I want this to look more like a river. Right now it would be a huge river coming out. And I'd like to get it down, if possible, to... This is where shaping starts to get a bit harder for me. It's on really flat surfaces. I can do vertical things like I did over there, but shaping things like this is difficult. We're gonna try to do it somewhat in a neat fashion, though. And hopefully this doesn't turn out too poorly. Although, from what I am seeing, it might not be that great. Don't hate me for people who are good at this kind of thing. I'm not. Okay, and it only has to be this thick, like, or like have this much extra area up to a certain point where the water will then pour it out, and I'm actually not terribly worried about what it pours out into. Like, I don't care if it's just spreads out down there or something. I'm guessing the way it looks, it'll probably go that way, or... Yeah, I'm thinking it'll probably go that way. Okay. Oh, darn it. It keeps turning nighttime every time I try to record. Okay. We may need to do a bit more shaping with the lake, but for the most part, it is now completed. And the somewhat difficult, easy part starts next. Have to do the filling with water. And to do that, I'm going to do it just like I've been doing it in my LP, or in my multiplayer LP, where I go and put one layer of water on the top and make sure it's all smoothed out, and then we break the dirt underneath it, which will allow all the water to flow down and fill the lake. The downside of this type of method, which there's not much you can do about it, honestly, might I add, but the downside with this type of method of just putting water on the top and letting it flow down is you can go down in the water fairly easy, but coming up is a bit more difficult because of it's not still water, it's flowing water and it's flowing down, so you have to swim against a current to get through it. Let's thicken this up a bit. If I can, without making this look really bad. Yeah, let's add some thickness over here too. There we go. That's looking much better. Okay. And this river isn't actually going to be a flowing river, it's just going to be a still body of water, because otherwise I have to do some tricks and stuff with it that won't look too great. Actually, let's widen it out a little bit. Now it's too narrow at this end. It needs to be that narrow at the other end, but this end needs to be a bit wider. Just undoing the past couple seconds of work I've been working on. That's okay, though. I don't care if I have to redo some work as long as the end product turns out well. Yeah, that looks much better. Okay. Excellent. Let's just try to make this land look a little bit better now. Smooth it out. And the grass will grow in due time. All we have to do is get it smoothed out and make it look how we want, so the grass can get out there and do its thing. I don't know why, I just love working with, like, I know dirt isn't the most glamorous material to work with, and I would agree that a lot of people wouldn't like working with dirt, but it's a lot of fun to be able to spread out something like a big patch of dirt. Like, I don't know if that makes any sense. I like spreading out big patches of dirt and then molding them to what I want them to be, and then over time having them turn into grass. Like, they turn from something that I don't really like that much into something that doesn't honestly look that bad. In fact, I really like the way grass looks. Okay, let's extend it down this way a bit. Right here, what we're going to be having is we're going to be having a long, slow slope. So it'll be really far apart between each level, but because I added some more ground, I have to lengthen this a bit. But shouldn't be too much more work. How's that look? And here, let's add a little bit over here. And this should look pretty good by the time I'm done. Not quite naturally generated, but the next best thing. Someone who has looked at enough natural terrain to get an idea of what it would do if it were to make something similar to this. That doesn't look too bad, actually. Look at that. I mean, it doesn't look quite natural, but it looks pretty darn close. I like it. Let's widen this out to 3, and I think we'll be done. Excellent. Maybe 1 block of dirt here. And that looks pretty good. Okay. Next step is putting in the layer of water, and in order to do this, I'd like to mark out where I need to dig, because if I just cover it with dirt like this and I go out and make, my layer of water, I'm going to lose track of, because some of this is going to turn to grass, I'm going to lose track of where I started out at. So, in order to assist, I was thinking, how about I make the entire thing out of cobblestone, but then that'll be a lot of work to take out. So, a very good compromise in the situation is to make a border of cobblestone, so I can see the edge where I need to start digging, but make the middle out of dirt, and it may turn into grass even yet. But that's okay. So it'll be easy mostly to dig out, but I'll have a definite enough border to know where to start removing and where to stop removing. And this whole layer, like where I'm standing on, this will be up to my waist in water, so that'll give you sort of an idea of how much water is going to be in here. And I most certainly will have to add a little bit of glowstone. I have 14 left. In theory, that should be enough, hopefully. Although, if I, for some reason, want to add some streetlights or something, that might be a bit more taxing, and I'll need to go get some more. But that's for future. Anyway, so as you can see, I'm just putting a border, then I'll put dirt next to it like so, and all the inside will be dirt. We'll cover the whole surface with water, which I have 2 buckets, so I have enough to make the whole surface into an infinite spring, and then we'll dig it all out. So I'll see you guys once I've gotten this whole thing done. I'll show you it when I start pouring the water out. Alright, see you in a sec. Okay, back again. And we now have this entire thing completed. I was going to make the entire center out of dirt, but I ran out. Seriously, that was a lot of dirt. Maybe 10, 15 stacks. I mean, it doesn't look like that, but it's 1 layer thick of dirt. Underneath it is all of our lake, as we've been calling it. And now we're going to be working on the water part. So, this part is actually quite simple. Oh, there's already water there. Okay, sorry. I was extremely perplexed. So, what I will be doing is spreading around this water, and once you get it started, it starts going along pretty quickly. So, all I gotta do is sort of keep spreading it out, keep placing it down, and like I place it there and it turns a bunch of these into source blocks, and all I want is an entire smooth layer of source blocks. It's a very simple task. And it'll be covering this entire surface at this level, and I blocked off where the water exits from, because we'll be making all of this smooth water as well. There might be a few little odd pockets that we have to fill in manually with a bucket, but all in all, this should be an extremely easy task. So, yeah, there really isn't much to it. I don't really want to show it to you guys if it's this simple and stuff. I mean, as you can see, this is probably the easiest part of this entire thing I'm doing here. It's just picking up water, placing it down, picking up water, placing it down. And every once in a while I might pick up water and place it down. It's a kind of neat look though, like, here, let me get it all the way over to this edge. Now watch this, this is pretty cool. I always like doing this. And then you can watch it just turn into source blocks all the way down. And you keep going, and if you do it quick enough, you get this wave effect, where you can see the water lengthening. Run, chicken, run! The end is nigh! There's water everywhere! This was once a valley, now it is a lake! Or now it's a thin pool of water. Don't worry. It'll all work out, chicken. You can come take a swim here later if you'd like. Free of charge. Alright, cool. So let me get a bit more done on this. Actually, let me just spread out all the water. That's what I meant by get a bit more done. And then you can join me for a little bit of block breaking, which I got shovels, but it's probably not enough. I brought an entire iron block with me. I figure that might be enough iron to satisfy the needs of this project. And hopefully I can get all this done painlessly and we can have ourselves a nice lake. We're almost done with the main part, and then we'll work on the secondary part soon, which you'll hear about the secondary part whenever it comes up. So yeah, see you guys in a second. Okay, that was pretty easy. That took all of 2 minutes to do. Now we're gonna break all of the blocks that are coming out of here. And let's see where it does flow. And that's a weird water pattern. Let's see if we can smooth that out a little bit. Excellent. Or maybe not so. Is there a way I can just fake this water? Okay, that looks a little better. So this is all sort of going to spread out until it goes down into there, and I'm okay with how that looks. Sort of tucks away out of sight. I like it. Okay. Next step is time to remove all these blocks, and this will be a bit lengthy. So, definitely not going to be showing this off. Oh yeah, I can already tell just by how slow this is going. This will be lengthy. Yeah. So, it'll be a fairly slow process, but once all the blocks are removed, the lake itself should be finished. Maybe a couple minor alterations based upon where glowstone may need to be added. But all in all, it should be done. And then we have our second part of this project, which I will tell you about shortly afterwards. So, once again, let me get back to you guys as soon as I've got a bit more progress done. Sorry about all the more of a progress update type of episode, but it's just not appropriate to show the whole thing off. It's way too lengthy for that to be feasible. As it is, I think it might still be a fairly lengthy episode. So, yeah. See you guys in a second, which will really be about 30 minutes for me. Hey, thought I'd add a little tip, just for anyone who didn't know. In, the server, I'm used to having my little helmet, my respiration helmet, and it's an extremely good helmet, by the way, might I add. It's very nice to have a respiration helmet if you can get your hands on one. Either through, if you're on a server, maybe trading with someone, or, single player, which, you could do either way. Anyway, single player, you could go and try to enchant one. They're very good, especially if you're about to do a project like this. You might want to try a couple enchants, see if maybe you can get a respiration helmet or an aqua affinity helmet. I'm not digging out in the bottom, so I don't actually need an aqua affinity, but respiration would be good in this situation. But what I've been doing, if you don't have that, which more often than not you won't, a very quick and simple solution is 6 pieces of wood, and you've got a door, which instantly gives you, all you have to do is put it on the ground, and you get an air block that's big enough for you to fit in. It's very, very easy to make, and it does exactly what you need it to do. Because signs can hold out water, but you got to put them against a wall, or you got to build a little pillar to put them against, so that can be difficult to do when you're about out of breath. But doors will always make a tall enough airspace for you to be in. So they're extremely efficient if you need that. The only problem is they can, you know, be another one of those inventory cloggers where it's just I have to have another one of these to clog up my inventory, but it is very useful. And I think I picked up most of the blocks already. Yeah, but so what I've been doing is I've been just chipping out bits of it and getting back the blocks, because, you know, blocks are always useful. And as you can tell, there's big black spots in between my glowstone, so I've got a bit more work to do with that. I'll probably have to go mine some more. That'll probably be for another day, though. We'll leave it as it is, and we'll do some improvements on another day. Because, you know, as long as this video is going to be, I don't need it to be any longer. So, yeah, so as you can see, I'm just chipping away at this cobblestone I've laid, and at the sand, or at the dirt that's been laid inside of it. If you're ever wanting to do a project like this, always, like, if you're ever worried about losing where you started, because you could technically go and, like, count this out and be like, okay, there's exactly 13 blocks I need to dig out in this direction, but for people like me who can't keep all those big numbers inside their head or don't feel like writing it down on a piece of paper, a really good solution is just to make visual cues for yourself, like this. I know once I hit the cobblestone, I'm to mine the cobblestone and to go no further. So it makes this job extremely simple for people with brains like mine who can't comprehend large numbers or memorization. Just dig inside the lines and then remove the lines. It's pretty easy. Okay. Yep, that was just my midway done update. I'll get back to you once we've completely cleared out all this land here, and we can see how it looks. Let's take a quick peek at what we've got so far at night. As you can see, some of the pieces are close enough, some of them are a bit too far away. If we snuck in another half a stack in there, which I don't have, it would look pretty good, I think. Oh, and another thing. It's kind of weird because grass is actually affected by light. It's not affected by the fact that there's water on top of it. So, as you can see, there's actually in two directions from the glowstone, so it sort of makes a diamond shape. There is grass still, which I think is kind of funny, all things considered. And I might leave it, I don't know. It's interesting. It might be called lazy, but I think it looks interesting, so I might leave it. Yeah. So I'm just going to keep working on this, and I'll get back to you when I'm done. See you guys in a sec. Okay, Zero here again. And we've removed all of the blocks, and now we have a nice big lake. And we got some dark spots, so let's just slip in the rest of the glowstone we have. Try to hit some of the key spots that look like it needed the most. Like right there. Looks like it could use some. Obviously, as you can tell, I have nowhere near the amount required to fully deck this out. But I think it's not too bad for right now. And maybe some other day after we visit the Nether and spend a couple hours there and collect a few stacks of the stuff, we could spend about, I don't know, maybe a stack or half a stack or so on this and get it looking pretty nice. Anyway, I don't want to spend too much more time working on the actual lake. Let me, let's work on the next part. So the next part is going to be now, I'll announce it. Oh, don't drown, don't drown. The next part will be, I'd like to make a path here because up until now, I've been basically climbing up my waterfall that I have near my house, and it's not really a very good pathway, honestly. It takes a while, and also it's, well, you know, if I'm gonna be making, you know, a big deal out of this video, I should try to make a nice proper pathway for this big lake that I've been working on for a few hours. So that's what we're gonna do. That's what all the stone bricks are for. I'm going to be making a, let's see, probably 2 wide pathway or 4 wide pathway. You'll kind of see the design I'm using. I've used it on many other things before, and I really like it. However, I might work with it a little bit. I don't know. I'll try to make it sort of sunk into the ground, and I think I'm going to have it pass behind the waterfall. Yeah, so let me get my thoughts together, and then we'll get started. Okay, got my thoughts worked out. So, it's going to be a, I've built... Okay, the way this works is it's kind of a 2 wide pathway, as in it's sort of got 2 half-slab looking things, and the walkable area is basically 2 blocks. You have 1 here and then 1 here. Even though it takes up 3 spaces, and it's 2 stairs and 1 half-slab. I'm not going to be using stairs going down with this design. Making slopes with these is always a little awkward. I usually like to do this type of design, if you can see this, where when I'm making elevation changes, I do it 1 half slab at a time. It makes for a nice gradual change, and it works quite well. And hold on a second, I'm sort of thinking as I'm building this, I'm a little unsure of how this whole design is going to be worked out. Let's do that. The reason I built it starting out right there first was because the most important feature I wanted out of this design was I wanted it to go behind the waterfall, so I had to perfectly line it up so that it would do just that. And so I had to start at the waterfall first. That was the best way to go about this, in my opinion, to make sure I got everything lined up. Because, like I said, I'm not very good at doing this kind of stuff, so I'd rather make it simpler on myself and go with something that's a bit easier to do. And actually, let me try something. Now that wouldn't be any better. Let's just go with this. And my goal is, in most situations, if possible, to have this sunk 1 layer into the ground. It makes a nice little change to the environment, in my opinion. I've got a shovel. What am I doing here? So this path will be buried into the ground, and probably about here. I need to turn it. Let's dig that out. And we're gonna have it leading just to the water. It's not really gonna go any farther than that at the moment. At some point in the future, I'll probably make a path around the lake, and that will suit it well enough. But for right now, we're just making a path to the lake, making it a bit simpler for me to get to this. It'll work out very nicely. And there we go. Half slabs the whole way. I saw a really cool design that someone on YouTube had done recently, where they use these stone brick stairs, you know, like usual, but instead of stone brick half slabs, they use stone half slabs, which you wouldn't think would look good because it's a little different and weird, but it actually looks really cool. I'm not going to implement it in this design because I've already got this theme going on with all the paths in my town. But it is a very neat design. And I'm about to run out of daytime. So let me just finish this little bit up here. Then we'll go take a nap and continue on with our work. It's funny, going on this pathway, in the multiplayer server, the first, like, at some point in the videos, I started making a lot of hallways, started recording myself making a lot of hallways, which, admittedly, I should have stopped doing that, and I did, after a while. Because, nobody really wants to see you make a hallway. And, but I ended up videotaping myself making hallways for a while, and when I made one on the recent skeleton grinder video, they started, making fun of me, calling it the, return of the hallway, which I thought was quite humorous. Actually, let's see if we can use the landscape to our advantage, possibly. Let's add a little bit more to this, that way it'll look okay. A little more girth to this. There we go. That's some proper landscape. Alright. And we'll stick in some of these here. Awesome. This is working out exactly as I was hoping it would. Excellent. Okay. Also, if you think this path should be wider, or you can think of a better combination of materials, or like these steps. These steps, they're not too bad in my opinion, but they probably could be done better in some way. I just don't know. If you can think of a better way for them to go, then I'd be more than happy to hear it. And if I agree with it, because, you know, I'm not going to just dismiss any idea if I don't like it right away. I'll think about it. And if I think about it and I think it's a good idea, then I might implement it. So if you have a good idea, or you think you might have a good idea, or just even a suggestion, like, it, you know, you don't have to think it'd be a good idea, just like, what do you think about this? Well, then I'd be more than happy to, think about it a bit, maybe even try it out, implement it and see how it looks, and if it does look good, it might earn a permanent spot. That's that. Let's build this just a little bit farther, and then we can work on the other end of our path. Excellent. And brick, brick, step. Alright, how does that look? I like that for the end. I might spread it out a bit more though. That's just for right now. That's not the definite pattern. Don't think that's it. Okay. Now for the rest of the area. We can go up the path and put a little more up there. And in the future I will light this, but as this is sort of a preliminary type of build, I won't be lighting it yet. And also with the type of system I'm wanting this to be, the way I'm wanting it to go past the waterfall, it needs to go straight through this little bit of hill here. So let's dig this out, and this should be high enough, since our players, I think, too high, it's some weird mathematical number, but they're roughly 2 blocks high. This should be acceptable clearance for them, plus a little extra. I always like to, if possible, allow a little extra clearance for the player. Like, even though you can fit in a 2-high room, I always prefer to make it 3. 3 is minimum comfortableness. 4 is much more comfortable, if possible. And I am slightly worried about how this water will react. If it acts oddly, then I'll end up putting some glass blocks up to block it out. But if I can get it to cooperate, then we will not have any need for that. And we will breeze right past the, brain freeze. Right past the waterfall. So that will be excellent. Yeah, this is definitely going to be at least an hour video. I'm trying to get it finished up because I don't want it to go on too much longer than that. Like I said, it's acceptable to have a 1 hour video extremely rarely, but any more than that and it starts to get ridiculous, so let's finish this up. Anyway, I don't have a proper spot for where it'll come out, but it'll probably be a risen platform, or a risen pathway that will join in with my walkways I have down there. Probably come from around here, go a little bit down, and then go down this mountain and connect down there somewhere. So I may need some more tools. I have some more iron back over by the lake where I've been working. Oh yeah, I didn't build that quite tall enough. I'm not quite sure what I was thinking. Okay, well let's get this part of the path worked out at least. And can I... Yep, sneak that right there. Get this. I think if I might, just go off into a random tangent, I think that stairs are kind of annoying to make. Like, you have to put 6 of whatever material into it, and you get 4 back. And in large-scale projects, that's a pretty hard turn, if I might say. Tell you what, let's add a little bit extra to this waterfall, and we don't have to worry about problems right there. Excellent. Ah, no, that's what I was hoping not to happen. Here. I've got an idea. Let's block this off. And we'll remove this, so the water has somewhere else to go rather than straight into my hole. Maybe that should solve the problem? Maybe? Please? Yes, I do believe it shall. And I will definitely need some more tools. Anyway, let me skip ahead to, what it'll be once it's finished, because this video is starting to get too long. So I'll see you once the path is done, and I'll show the whole thing off. Bye. Just a quick little update. You guys should know that making floating platforms isn't clean. It's very messy. I need to clean this up. The only way to clean it up is to remove that water source, because this water all came from this source, which I've been moving around, and it all piled up over here. The only way to get rid of this water, all this water here, is to remove that, so I'll have to let that drain, let all the water in the valley drain, and finish it. But this is what I've been doing. I need to remove this block, actually. Let me get a little breath of air. I keep falling down. This takes so long, because I keep falling down. Okay, oh, just like that. I survived the fall, but with like 3 hearts. It's... like, just a barely survive. But, yeah, it's very work in progress right now. Okay. Yeah, still working on it. I'll show you guys it when we're all done. See you guys in just 1 more second. Hey, guys. Alright, we're all done. So, here's how it looks. So we walk over here, and, sorry these 2 paths aren't quite compatible, because this is 2 wide and this is 3, but I did the best I could. It's still definitely a work in progress. I was just focused on finishing it, because This episode's getting really long. Yeah. But it is fully complete in terms that it's fully able to be walked up, and it will lead you over to the lake. And the lake is still looking very nice. It needs some more glowstone, but in terms of a project, I feel like it turned out very nicely. And we'll definitely do some more around here, but I really like the way this turned out. So, yeah, I'll go clean up a few more things, and I need to get this video together and edited, because I'm tired. I need to go to bed. Let's clean up this water here. And, so, thanks for watching, guys. Yeah, just thanks for watching, honestly. Thanks. I mean, this is my 100th episode. Well, not 100th episode, 100th video I've got online, according to my YouTube video counter. So that means it's 100. And I'm very excited about this, because I didn't honestly expect I'd get this far. It's quite a thing, in my opinion. And yeah, so I hope you guys all enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoy all the future content I will also be delivering. As always, comments are readily accepted as long as in some way that they can be beneficial to me, make my channel better, make the content that I produce better, whatever, and, you know, stuff that you guys want to see. That's important as well. So, this is where I'm going to leave you guys off. Like I just said, content that you would like to submit to me is appreciated. I would like to know what you guys think about certain topics, and what type of material are you looking for. But until then, let's pour some water there. There we go. Till then, I'll leave you guys with it's a nice little creation I was able to put together in my world here. And yeah, just thanks for watching, guys, honestly. It's such a, every time I look at my little view counter and I see comments and I see how many views I got on my video, and, you know, that means a lot. It really does. So, thank you guys for watching my videos, and yeah, I'll see y'all next time.